Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Hold on, play the prequel. Play the prequel. Or the post-quel, whatever you call it.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Post no clarity.
I'm sure it won't help me at all with judging this movie. I'm sure it's just bait for it was bait
Unless
for
that was
future
the-
properties, future movies, right?
Unless it was
Yeah, that's open.
post-quel right there.
That's open. I'll tell you.
Okay, just watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier from 2014. Jesus Christ! And what piqued my interest, or why I did this, was I always check to make sure, like, man, am I wrong about something? Am I wrong about this shit? Am I blatantly wrong about this thing? And I usually double check. Right? Like someone brought up the, like, oh, well, if you look at the trilogies of Captain America, I think it during when I reviewed Critical Fuckface Thinkers, Fake Drunk Guys proof of concept video, someone mentioned, like, well, come on, like, he's essentially saying you're splitting hairs in between the Captain America trilogy and the Dark Knight trilogy, and I'm like, really? I thought it was not even close. So you know what? I skipped Captain America 1. My memory tells me, like, that's not worth it. It's not in the same caliber as the other movies, but maybe The Winter Soldier is. So I watched it, and I'm confused. I'm not really impressed. Like, this is probably my second or third time watching this movie, but I'm gonna say this is my first and a half time. I think I've seen, like, parts of it before, kind of remembering it. I'm like, oh, it's an alright movie. And now I'm like I'm really looking at it, like, critically looking at it, and I see an alright movie. That's what I see. I see some good things. I see some bad things. Yeah, it just comes off as an alright movie. It's nowhere near Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I don't think it's anywhere near what's it called, Dark Knight Rises. Even though that'd be the closest comparison that it could even get close to, I think, would be the more comic booky Nolan Batman movie, which is Dark Knight Rises, right? They both do ass shots, right? You have Anne Hathaway jumping on a motorcycle, and then you have Scarlett Johansson bending over, looking over it like, I'm hacking this. You know, like, you just see ass bent over, basically. It's like, right, they're kind of doing similar. They're doing similar comic book thingies in both of those movies. Although some of the payoffs in Dark Knight Rises, I think, are better than this one. I think that the greatest or the best storytelling they're doing in Captain America: Winter Soldier is their tongue-in-cheek mentions of conspiracy ideas. And even those, I don't think they go all the way with them. I think they're just, it feels like the Russo brothers, or whoever wrote this, I think it's the Russo brothers that wrote it and directed, it feels like they went on Google or YouTube or something, and they typed in conspiracy theory, and they just, whatever they found as, like, worth mentioning, they just threw it in here. That's what it looks like, and as opposed to someone, like, actually caring about these conspiracy theories and then trying to make them, like, yo, I'm trying to tell the audience about this deeper conspiracy idea that transcends the movie and it goes right into your normal, you know, social lives. Right? I didn't get a sense of that. Like, they mentioned Operation Paperclip, right? Where it's like, okay, they fucking take Nazi scientists during World War II. They recruit, or they bring them over to America and get them to work on shit for them, right? On science projects and shit like that. It feels like that was brought up, but didn't really give, like, any type of payoff or fulfillment, where the audience is like, oh shit, man, I really need to look into Operation Paperclip. I don't think I got that from this movie at all. It's just mentioned in namesake, almost like the guys Googled it and then just put it in their script somewhere. there's also all these little fucking looks like they're just saying names that you'll be able to like Google and find some sort of conspiracy behind it, but not really. I don't think they actually like bring any depth to it with their movie to where you like actually like it's, oh, this I care about this. This is important. Really care about it. Let me see. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. There's a scene where Cap is asked by Falcon, right? Anthony Mackie. Cap is asked, how do you know the good guys from the bad guys? Right? Which is, let's be real, pretty similar to the Dark Knight's, right? Doctors and clowns scene at the end. And mainly the theme of the movie is wrapped up in that. Like, how do you tell what's good and what's bad? How do you tell that? And Captain America's response was, well, whoever starts shooting at you, they're the bad guys. It's like, damn, man, you could have did something with that. But it just seems like it's just, you're just, like they're empty calories almost. Fun for a movie. That's a fun one-liner, right? Like, how do you know who's the bad guy? The one shooting at you. Like, that's a fun little one-liner, right? But that belongs in something like Speed, right? Starring Keanu Reeves. That belongs over there instead of where people are telling me this is on the level of the Dark Knight trilogy. It doesn't belong in that category, does it? But it's fun. Like, Speed's a fun movie. It belongs over there. Fair enough. Like I said, bunch of dog whistling about conspiracies. It feels like, it felt like like dog whistling towards it, but without actually any substance behind it. There's actually, I took a decent amount of notes, but I don't think I need to go over them. Honestly, they're kind of you know, like they. Fuck. What else are they talking about in this movie? I think they bring up PTSD, right? About soldiers like struggling coming home, and they're like, "Damn, you know, you experienced some traumatic shit. Thus, you're not like, you know, you're not mentally okay. Thus, they bring that theme up, that idea of like, hey, war isn't all fucking roses and parades and congratulations, right? There's dark shit that happens that people struggle dealing with. I'm like, damn, I appreciate that, but then they show Colby Smulders. I forgot her character's name, and in the Marvel, she's like the sidekick of Nick Fury, the girl. I forgot her name as a character, but she cold-blooded kills people. It's like, yo, is that a little tone deaf? Like, what if you got actual soldiers to start watching your movie and be like, damn, they're actually talking about our struggle, our PTSD. Then they show Colby Smulders with no smile on her face, just boom, boom, fucking one shot each, just executing someone, bro. It's like, you can't do that, guys. That's fucking tone deaf. Holy fuck. I know it works for fans, but that doesn't work for the theme you brought up about PTSD, man. You can't do that. But it's almost like, once again, it's like they say these things for namesake instead of actually caring about the topic they're bringing up. Like, Operation Paperclip sounds like a good fucking plot for a spy or for some sort of conspiracy of a movie, right? Like, who do you trust? Who knows who? Like, oh, well, we brought in Nazis to come work for the U.S. Army, and then boom, they created Hydra, and then Hydra is a secret organization working within the organization that's going to secretly take over, and then boom, right? That's a good fucking plot, right? But there's no care for the actual theory of Operation Paperclip. It's like no one cares. And then you have typical comic book shit that's like one-liner things, and God. At first I was like, damn, this movie's like going somewhere with this theme of of the military and all that shit, but they kind of throw it away. I can't tell what they were actually going for with it. But like actually in the beginning with Captain America making a stand against Nick Fury, where it's like, yeah, we shouldn't be using like fear to control people, right? But at the same time, I thought they were gonna make. I thought they were gonna make Captain America kind of pay for this scenario that they brought up, which is where he's like, okay, we compromised so we could be free. He's talking about World War II, right, and his actions in World War II. But then he finds out about Paperclip from the scientist robot mind that's in some sort of like server room or something, and he finds out that like, oh, we brought over Nazi scientists to work for us. It didn't feel like there was a true payoff where it's like, holy shit, like I stand now on I stand in a moral dilemma here, and I need to like truly figure things out to make a moral stance. It doesn't feel exactly like what happened in the movie. It feels like they left that almost out completely to the for the ending conclusion of the movie, which is unfortunate. But they built it, they wrote it there, so I'm like, okay, this might go somewhere, and it just feels like it didn't. Or like I said, the PTSD thing. Like, I don't think that went anywhere either, and it's just unfortunate. But whatever, it's still an okay movie. It's all right. I don't think it's better than Dark Knight Rises. I think it's worse than Dark Knight Rises. It's another struggle of people, or another movie where people struggle to end their movie after apparently creating some themes here, and then just saying, fuck those themes, let's end the movie with fun action sequences. No real lessons learned, I don't think. And a funny moment of Samuel, I think they're referencing Pulp Fiction on Nick Fury's headstone, which is funny, but like that's not deeply meaningful to me. So it's like the fact that you're lacking these substantive things means you're not going to touch the Dark Knight trilogy. So sorry, nerd guy who's in the Marvel universe. I'm sorry to tell you, this is nowhere near the Dark Knight. It is what it is. But do I recommend? I would recommend this movie. This is a fun movie to watch. It's fun for your fucking weekends. If you're bored, you want to watch a movie, yeah, go watch The Winter Soldier. My grade for this, I think I give it I think a 7.3, 7.4 works. If they lean more into the quasi moral war thing, right? Like once you build up an actual negative idea, right? Instead of just running with, hey, they're Nazis, like give them actual color. Like build them up as actual bad guys. Like really like bad guys, not just socially taking our own sensibilities for granted. Like, oh yeah, we know Nazis. Nazi means bad. Got it. Like actually building them as bad. If you actually did that, it would give more depth, I think, to the Captain America character. But instead, he just comes off as he's not as good as Batman, and he's maybe a little bit better than Harvey Dent. That's what he comes off as. When it comes to like moral quandaries, like moral dilemmas. That's where it comes off as. It's just like, okay. Hey, at least he's not Winter Soldier. Like, is that the best we get to walk away from? Or walk away with? At least he's not Robert Redford. Okay? Good for him for not being a Nazi. Alright. It is what it is. There's not... I want to say something more positive. I'm not seeing what's worth it. I'm just not. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. But there you go. There's your review for Captain America: The Winter Soldier. 7.3, 7.4. I think in that territory. There you go.